There's no escaping the heat in Europe today, and there was no escaping Alexander Bublik on the tennis court as Jannik Sinner crashes out of the Halle Open, and he will not be retaining his title from last year. We've also had Carlos Alcaraz on the brink of an exit at Queen's, but he came through right at the death against Jaume Munar. And also over in Berlin, we've got Roland Garros champion Coco Gauff. She goes tumbling out in her first match on grass. That's right, and if you haven't done so yet, smash a like and subscribe to the channel. Where do we start? Oh, I think you know where. That's right, Alexander Bublik. Wow, I mean, he is the champion of Halle from 2 years ago, and he's taken out the world number one in Jannik Sinner. He came back from a set down. He lost the first set 6-3, then came back to win 6-3, 6-4 in the final two sets to reach the quarterfinals. Incredible performance from Bublik, the biggest win of his life, and Sinner's first loss to a player not named Alcaraz since August. Impressive stuff, this, from Bublik. And I think the signs were sort of there that he's been on an upward trajectory, had a great Roland Garros, had tears on the court there. And this surface is better for him. I think on the grass, his serve is so much more impactful. And when he gets dialed in, he's a real problem for some players. And he was even throwing out the underarm serve as well. And that's the one thing you can do. If you are a really big server and you get a lot of free points on your serve, the opponent's going to stand back. And he was able to trick Sinner a few times with this serve, won a couple of the points as well. And even on a second serve at one point, winning the points. And Jannik Sinner was kept guessing and playing this match. Obviously, had beaten Hanfmann in his first match, but this was definitely a level up in Bublik, somebody who just seems to be oozing with confidence right now. And Jannik Sinner will probably not like playing Bublik. Maybe somebody to avoid come the Wimbledon draw as well. And Bublik, we remember his tweet or Instagram post when he lost to Jannik Sinner at Roland Garros. He said, I nearly got him when he got breadsticks and bageled and a 7-5 in the middle. This one, he just said, I got him, guys. I like it. He's always there for a bit of a laugh and a really good character on the tour. This is what he said. He said, well, this is what he was asked. They said, what just happened? That was incredible. After the first 25 minutes, how did you turn it around? And he said, I don't know. I kept serving, tried to be clutch. I tried to get back whatever I can. I mean, he's an unbelievable player. I was not thinking I could beat him. If I would have a few chances and I executed them well and I kept serving, I had for certain better chance than Roland Garros. I stayed there, tried to return as much as I could, serve aces so the ball doesn't come back, and that worked really well. And they say, you're the first guy other than Alcaraz to beat him since last August. What does it take? He said, I honestly don't know. So I stayed there. I know what I'm capable of. I know I can put a few returns back. It's a very fast surface. He gave me a chance. I had an amazing forehand to break him in the third set, and then I just kept serving. On grass, if you lose your serve, it's quite tough maybe. I'm not the guy who loses a lot of serves. I just kept serving and putting him in uncomfortable positions. It worked well. It definitely did, yeah. And if he's serving well, a very difficult player to beat on the grass courts is Bublik. Somebody we've spoken to a few times on the channel. I've spoken to him personally about 3 times now. Go check out the interviews on the channel. He always provides some entertainment with his answers to all of the questions that we pose him. And even speaking to him last year at the Boodles exhibition, he was just happy to be there for an exhibition event. I believe he went on to go and meet Kyrgios for a bit of a dinner later on that evening. But similar type of players, really. Big serving, big hitting, have the underarm serve in there as well. And for Jannik Sinner, look at this for a stat. The major count last time Jannik Sinner lost before the quarterfinals of any event. And it was 2 slams to Alcaraz and 0 for Sinner. Wow, 618 days ago. Incredible statistic, that one. And then we've got another one just here, and it is Bublik to take a bow because he becomes the first player outside the top 20 to defeat Sinner since Cincinnati 2023. Wow. So Sinner obviously only losing to real high caliber people. And I think Bublik, if he continues in this vein of form, he could find himself close to the top 10. If he has a good run in Halle, who says he can't win this tournament? He's done it before. And like Gilgross says, Bublik snaps Sinner's 66-match winning streak against players outside the top 20. And so last loss nearly 2 years ago. Yeah, Sinner, and that was when Sinner was world number 6 with no major titles at the time. Insane stuff. Well done to Bublik. Long may it continue. He is into the quarterfinals in Halle, and his next matchup there will be Thomas Mahatch. Still a difficult match, but I believe he could win that. And it's a winnable tournament for him. I think in there you've got Zverev, you've got Medvedev, you've got Mickelson. I think he can beat them all. If he can beat Sinner, anything is possible. And Sinner maybe didn't transfer onto the grass so confidently as maybe he thought he would. And I think a lot of us thought that he would probably come onto this surface and do better. But Bublik was a nightmare matchup. I did actually joke about it in the draw preview, saying that Bublik, well, he believed he did quite well against him at Roland Garros, and being a past champion, not an easy person to play in the early rounds of a grass court tournament, and it has proven to be. And Sinner's the one who went crashing out. That was the one we thought that would go through and have an easy run. And Carlos Alcaraz, the one that we thought would have a bumpier ride. It was bumpy, but he went through. It wasn't without worry, though, and it took him 3 hours, 22 minutes to reach the quarterfinals at Queen's for the second time, and he was down 4-2 in that final set. He just finds another level, though, doesn't he? Just when you think all the chips are down, he just finds a way to break the serve and then just went on from there, won the match. It didn't ever look really like he was going to lose the match. I don't think he ever felt like he was ever going to lose it, because there's always the nerves of your opponent when you get closer to the finishing line, and he just is able just to raise that level. And the 2023 champion, obviously at Queen's, 26 wins, 3 losses on grass in his career, 89%. And 15 consecutive wins. Thought Jaume Munar played brilliantly, though. Really aggressive style of tennis he played today. Took the match to Carlos Alcaraz and thoroughly deserved it to be in a decider. And Alcaraz really had to dig deep. That just goes to show heart of a champion. It wasn't easy to transfer onto the new surface. And we're seeing that all the players who went deep at Roland Garros maybe remove Sabalenka from that, even though she hasn't won that as convincingly in the sets. She's still making her way through the tournament, but we'll find out. She's got Rybakina next. We'll come on to that at the end. But yeah, Alcaraz is his longest winning streak, 15. And the one before that was 14, and that was the 2023 Queen's to 2023 ATP Masters in Canada. So there you go. And he had 2 14s. So this is longest winning streak. If he wins Queen's, if he wins Wimbledon, it's going to look pretty crazy. There's a long way to go. A lot of tennis to be played. He'll now play Arthur Rinderknecht, I believe, in the next round. And he couldn't quite believe how long the match was. 3 hours, 30 minutes. And he wrote on the camera, were we on clay? Yeah. And especially on a day like today in the UK, we don't normally get much hot weather. As you can see, I'm already still mopping my brow as I speak right now, and we're at 10:30 in the evening. It has been about 31 degrees today, and it's only going to get hotter. I don't deal too well with the heat, especially if I had to play 3 hours and a half on a tennis court. I definitely wouldn't have made it. But well done to him. He's through, and it's just about getting the games under your belt, isn't it? And he's got more chance to do that now than Jannik Sinner, who will just have to go straight into Wimbledon now by the looks of it. Don't think there's any other tournaments that he could potentially play. Just a bit of practice and then straight into the big one. Well, somebody else who's not going to get any more practice is the Roland Garros champion, Coco Gauff, and she goes tumbling out of Berlin just when we thought that she would hit the ground running with all the confidence coming in from Roland Garros. Turns out transferring from clay to grass is pretty difficult. As that's why they say it's the hardest one to win those two slams back to back. And the fact that Alcaraz did that last year at such a young age is an amazing achievement. Obviously, the likes of Bjorn Borg, he did it a few occasions. We've seen, certain players just can do it. Rafael Nadal, another person who has obviously won Wimbledon, won Roland Garros. There's not many people who can do that. And it's just the speed of the surface just so fast. And she loses to the qualifier as well. Xinyu Wang, 6-3, 6-3, played a quality match, did Wang, came out, played aggressive. Coco Gauff didn't really ever get a game going in this one. And I think maybe being the qualifier, having those extra matches has done Wang the world of good, really, coming into this match, because by having those additional matches, she defeated, I'll just give you the lowdown on who she went through against. She beat Gibson, she beat Jabeur, and then she's beaten Kasatkina and now Gauff. I mean, the last three, incredible, considering Ons Jabeur, after being a lucky loser, has now gone through and beaten Jasmine Paolini in straight sets. Bear in mind, Jasmine Paolini was a Wimbledon finalist. So maybe she's one to watch in this tournament. Obviously, beating big players, there's a lot expected of her. Paula Badosa will be next, and she hasn't dropped a set yet. She knocked out Navarro in her last match. Coco Gauff put out this statement, said it was a tough one today, but happy to be back on the court. Tried my best to adjust with the quick turnaround, but it wasn't enough. As always, I'm learning as I go. I hope to do better next time. Thank you, Berlin, for the short but sweet visit. I'll come back stronger next year. I wish I could give this kit some more screen time, as it's definitely one of my faves, but I'm excited to get some more practices in and be ready for Wimbledon. See you soon, guys. Yeah, really nice kit. Have a quick look at that one. Yeah, sad she couldn't really model that one for much longer. Maybe it will be at Wimbledon as well, or maybe there'll be a new one. Who knows? They tend to have more kits than I have hot dinners these days. But Coco Gauff, I'm sure she will be back, and she would have probably preferred to have had a bit more practice. But that transition, if you go deep at Roland Garros, you win Roland Garros, you put in all that effort mentally. Like we were saying on the other one, it can be fatiguing. We were saying Alcaraz, we thought maybe slightly fatigued. He seems to have just fought through with just sheer willpower against Munar. Coco Gauff looks like it maybe took more out of her, unable just to force her way through this matchup, and just an unfavorable one for her. In this tournament, obviously, we still have another big hitter in, and that is Aryna Sabalenka. Sabalenka lost in the final of Roland Garros, but she's going strong in Berlin. She is the number one seed, and as you can see here, she took out Masarova her first match in straight sets. There was a tie break in there, but it still was fairly comfortable. Rybakina, she's cruising through, not dropped a set yet, and she faces Sabalenka next in the quarterfinals, and that one is a real treat because that's the one everybody there was hoping for. The big servers, the big hitters, and the one real threat to Sabalenka in this tournament on that side of the draw. The 6-4, the head-to-head, is 6-4 in favor of Aryna Sabalenka. But Yelena has won 4 out of the last 6 meetings. Aryna has won their only meeting on grass back in 2021. Yeah, 2 of the best ball strikers, 2 of the best servers, one of the most exciting matchups. Rybalenka, part 11. I really like this matchup, and this is another good one by the Tennis Channel. These are the last 5 matches, and they've alternated who's won. We have Beijing, Rybakina, WTA Finals, Sabalenka, Brisbane, Rybakina, Madrid, Sabalenka, WTA Finals, Rybakina. Means Sabalenka then, surely. It's going to win the next one. Let me know who you think is going to win this one in the comment section below. I'm going to give you my prediction on this. I think it's going to be a 3-setter, though, guaranteed, this one. I think they're both definitely good for a set. But I'm still going to stick with what I thought at the beginning of the tournament. And I think Rybakina may just edge this in a 3rd set. We've seen how hard it is to move over onto the grass courts. And I think that Sabalenka, even though she got past Masarova, no disrespect, Rybakina's on another level. And Rybakina has played a couple of matches and won pretty convincingly. And I think she'll get it done in 3 sets. But that's just my roundup just of those matches for the day. Just a quick one just to wet the whistle. And I'll bring some more reactions tomorrow to tomorrow's tennis. Obviously, some of the quarterfinals kicking off. And we'll be bringing semi-finals previews, final previews, and some reactions to all of that as well. And don't forget, we got the build up to Wimbledon coming soon too. So stay tuned on the channel. So much coming. But for now, like, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.